40. Richard Shaw of Dynastics Promotions, the official clothier of Talking Sports Live, 601-353-1956, and more sports management. We give you more. 601-260. Look at this here. 260-3509. Tim, you got to tell your people quit spitting their gum out.
Uh-oh.
Look at this here, man. Oh, I'm going to find.
Where's it at, buddy?
On my shoe.
Oh, my.
Okay. But again, we have Tim Bennett here at Mike and Tim, beautiful place. I don't think a lot of people knew that this place was still open or still around. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, we opened right after we built the ballpark over in Pearl with the Braves. 20 plus years ago. And once we got that built, I came over here and built this. And, for the first 10 years, we plugged along, but then baseball kind of took me away down to Biloxi. And when I left to go to Biloxi, just kind of wasn't abandoned, but just kind of took a back seat to my career. And I say about 3 or 4 years ago, I came back and we decided to reinvest, kind of take things back over and put some money into it, get it back up and going. So that's kind of where we are now. We kind of doubled the size of it in terms of space, added 14 televisions, and there's 2 hotels, one on either side now. So we got a partnership going there. So
Wow.
The development really started coming back to what we wanted it to be so many years ago with the hotels and the other restaurants that are in the area. And so we're right in the middle of it all right now.
Wow. You really like it.
I really like it. And I've been, when I pulled up, I just started looking around and said, this is really, really, really nice. And Tim, tell us, what are your long-term plans for this place?
Well, what we want to do is, really open it up for parties, for groups. During the summer, really one of the premier places to go, especially for the kids in Pearl. You have kids of all ages or people of all ages coming out. And we're really starting to get a lot of traffic from Jackson as well as we do more advertising. So it's just a good, safe space. The hotels send us a lot of people. There's on this exit, there's, I think, I want to say around 14 hotels just on this one exit alone, Pearson Road exit. So that really bodes well for us in terms of tourism and guests coming in from out of town looking for something to do. And you got it right here.
Oh, school groups, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah, school groups. Last night we had a couple of buses of kids that were from, I want to say George County maybe, but they were not far from here that was here for a function, and they brought the buses in. The kids got out and had a great time. So, yeah, word's starting to get out.
What's your busy days?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday are our busiest days.
Really?
Once we get into the summer months when the kids are out of school, we're busy pretty much every day. Monday is usually kind of a slow day for us during the summer months. But once the kids are out of school, we're busy. We're blowing and going. We got a kind of a late start, which is my MO. Got a late start here getting to some of the daycares and the church groups, but we're starting to contact those groups. Usually they plan about 6 to 9 months out in advance. And so we're letting them know that if they don't get to us this summer, we're certainly available next summer and during the vacation days when the kids are out of school. So that's a big driver for the business of the groups. If you look at any of your places, the Children's Museum, the Science Museum, the Ag Museum, they consistently have buses filling up the parking lot over at Smithville Stadium, bringing kids in for field trips. And that's kind of the name of the game, is letting the school systems know that you're here, and then giving the kids something safe to do and affordable as well. We haven't raised our prices in over 15 years. It's $10 all you can play. If you want to play 1 to 2 rounds, you come out and just take your time and play. And now that we've got nice covered areas, you do deal with Mother Nature and the wasp.
But that's
part of being outside.
That's part of being outside.
No matter where you go, you got to deal with it. So
we took care of some of them.
Good. Yeah. You take some home with you too, Rob.
But again, we're here at Mac and Bones. Mac and Bones here in Pearl, Mississippi, 18-hole pirate-themed miniature golf course. And you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can also check us out on the Lou each and every Sunday night at 10 o'clock. And for sponsorship, advertising, program syndications, and distribution, call Inspirational Communications Group, 601-218-0425. We're talking with Tim Bennett. Tim also is the commissioner of the Legacy League. You're the commissioner.
I am.
Can I call you the commissioner?
No, man, I'm just Tim. You call me commissioner, I mean I got 3 more jobs. I already got 10. I don't need 13.
Well, Tim, how's the Legacy League coming?
Man, it's coming good. I think the best part is the involvement that we have. We've got locally Deuce McAllister. Deuce has been a partner and a friend of mine for a very long time, going back to his days playing with the Saints. We've got Tracy McGrady, who's also a NBA Hall of Famer that's involved with us in the Legacy League. He owns a team. We've got Andrew Jones, who's going into the Hall of Fame. He owns a team. Brian Jordan. We've got some special guests that we're going to announce tomorrow that are also team owners. But Bernard Gilkey, Marquise Grissom. Marquise is big in baseball. He's got an academy over in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And so we've got some real professional guys that own the teams. And so we know that that's going to make it that much better for all the players that are playing. If they know that they've got owners that have played at the highest level, All-Stars, World Series winners, Super Bowl winners, Hall of Famers, then that really gives us the ability to impart that knowledge to the youth. Dusty Baker, of course, you interviewed Dusty before regarding his involvement, Ozzie Smith. So, I mean, we got some big names involved in the league, and we're just going to use those names to draw in more talent and then develop that talent.
I mean, really nice guys. I interviewed Brian Jordan. I mean, he's super nice guy. I mean, he act like we were like buddies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's way. And I told Tim, I said, Tim, I don't want to call him now. He gonna treat me like L Jones. What is that? L James. But he did not, man. So, Tim, I know you got a name the team contest. How was that?
Yeah, coming along good. Tomorrow's the cutoff, 5 o'clock. So you got some names you want to put them in there, legacyleaguebaseball.com. And what's your name for Jackson, Rob?
Chiefs.
Man, this ain't Kansas City, Rob. This ain't Missouri.
You know what?
Mississippi. This ain't Missouri.
America. I knew he was going to say that. But no, I knew he was going to say the Chiefs.
So what about that? Yeah. So what name would you get?
I would say maybe something like the
this is for baseball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe something like how about the Jackson Crusaders?
I mean, you got to put it in. I can't make
I put it in.
But Jackson Crusaders.
You know, I'm not gonna say the Jackson Saints, like like my buddy over here.
Bro, Nix, what name would you?
What name would you?
If you threw a name in there.
He don't went from bad to worse.
He don't went from bad. To super one. Dak Cowboys. Well, you know what? We could name it Dak Cowboys if Dak come over here and become one of them.
Exactly.
We'll name it after Dak. How about that?
What about you, Bernard?
The Jackson Bombers.
Jackson Bombers.
That's not bad.
I like that name.
I like that.
You might need to make Bernard a general manager.
LegacyLeagueBaseball.com. Put it in there, baby.
So how many teams is it?
We have 6 teams. We'll have 2 expansion teams next year, moving us to 8 teams. The eventuality is we'll have 4 divisions. Jackson will be 1 division, and then we're working in 3 other cities outside the state that'll each have 8 teams. So we'll eventually end up with a total of 32 teams for strategic reasons, but there'll be 4 different divisions. Jackson, the state of Mississippi, will be just 1 division.
Yeah.
So we'll start with 6 this year because we're doing some work on the ballpark. Our expansion teams will be Deuce McAllister, and we have 1 other that we're going to name that will be in the expansion in 2027. So we have two cities that are going to come in with 2 new owners. Deuce is already an owner, but he'll be coming in again in 2027 under our expansion. And at that point, that'll close the door on Mississippi, and then we'll start announcing the other cities that we're going into.
Oh, wow. And where were the games we played?
We're playing all the games at Smithville Stadium. That's pretty strategic. These leagues have been around for over 100 years, so it's nothing rare. It's only rare to state of Mississippi. But the leagues like this have been around for a while. These are college kids or high school graduating seniors. These are kids that get a chance to swing a wood bat instead of aluminum, which is traditionally what they swing in high school and college. And then there's a difference pitching against a wood bat versus aluminum. You get away with a little bit more. It's a little more forgiving of a game when you're pitching against a wood bat, and especially a batter that's inexperienced swinging such a heavy bat. The ball reacts differently off of the wood than it does the aluminum. And so it's a good training program, but the beauty of what we're doing is we're not training just kids on the field. We're training kids in broadcast journalism, marketing, management, facilities management, ticket sales. We want to train kids, on all facets and assets of baseball. So that means you get all genders. You get people from all backgrounds, because not everybody's going to play the game at the highest level, but everybody can be a part of the game at any level. So that's the name of the game is what we're going for.
All right, Tim, I want you to stay with us because when we come back, I want to talk about the support that you're getting from the Legacy League. And believe it or not, that's kind of hard to come by in the metro area. But we'll talk about that when we come back. We are broadcasting live from Mac and Bones 18-hole pirate-themed miniature golf course in Pearl, Mississippi. It's Talking Sports Live. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Josh Trim with Pennington & Trim Alarms. It's our mission to help protect your family and your home with the latest and greatest in technology. With summer coming to an end and school starting back, now is the perfect time to do just that. Give us a call today for your free quote at 601-939-5231. Let us in, we'll keep them out.
Accidents happen, and the Abston Law Firm wants to help you. Don't feel overwhelmed with disruptions to your life that accidents and injuries bring. Let Willie Abston work for you. At Abston Law Firm, you're important to us. Protecting your rights and helping you meet your future needs is our main goal. And we take pride in servicing our clients. We provide you with knowledgeable, caring legal representation. We are experienced and dedicated to helping you. Call for your free consultation today. Abston Law, located at 1307 Airport Road in Flowood.
All right, welcome back to Talking Sports Live here at Mac and Bones, the 18-hole pirate-themed miniature golf course in Pearl, Mississippi. We're talking with the owner, Tim Bennett. Tim is also the commissioner of the Legacy League, which is going to start up very, very soon in the month of May. Correct, Tim?
Yeah, end of May, May 26th.
May 26th. And before we went to break, I wanted to talk about the support you're giving. You know, the way you brought all of these major league players in, former players, former pro athletes in to help with this. How has the support been for this in this area?
Man, it's been very good. I should be careful when I say what I'm about to say, but you know, all of the mayors that I've worked with have been great. It's been great working with Mayor Horn in Jackson. He gets the vision. In fact, Mayor Horn was working with me in the Braves organization and the commissioner's office years ago when this was just an idea, and now we've grown it into a real concept that we're putting together. The mayor in Madison has been a giant. She's been very helpful. She's been very positive, very optimistic. And again, one of the things we're doing different in this league is that if you look at leagues like this that exist, the Northwoods League, the Cape Cod League, the Coastal Plain League, they'll have a team, let's say in Jackson, then they'll have a team in Hattiesburg, team in Meridian. Sometimes the teams are 3 or 4 hours apart, kind of like the minor league map is.
Yeah.
You know, you got a little bus travel, you got a little hotel, and so that does put economic impact in those different cities. But the kids are coming off of traveling for a college season, and then you're putting them right back on the bus and saying, now you got to travel for your summer season, your developmental season. What we decided to do different was put all the teams located within a 15 to 20 minute radius of the stadium. And so that means Madison has a team, Clinton has a team, wow. Flowood has a team, Ridgeland has a team, Brandon has a team, Jackson has a team. All of these cities that are around here have a team. And so you're continuing off of the tradition of competition between the high schools. And so now you're telling the mayor of Madison, you've got your own collegiate summer league team without having to build a $50 million stadium. Yeah. When we did Bass Pro and Trustmark, it was about 57 million for those two. We built the stadium down in Biloxi, that was about 36 million. And so typically when in my career, when I go out and say to a city, we've got to build a new ballpark, nowadays you're talking $50-60 million. That was about where the price tag ended up at in Columbus, Georgia. And that was kind of a renovation. So what I'm doing now is allowing each city mayor to have his or her own collegiate summer league team without having to build a new stadium because everybody plays at Jackson. What that also does now is allows everybody to help the state capitol. So when Madison plays Clinton, they're huge rivals. And so the mayor of Madison said right out of the gate, let's make sure that we're in separate divisions. Wow. So when we play Clinton, we can continue that rivalry. There's natural rivalries between, Flowood or Brandon or Ridgeland. And so when all these high schools and these mayors and these city administrations start to realize that, hey, we have our own team for the summer. My hopes is that next year and the year after, you'll have mayors picking up the phone and calling Ole Miss, Mississippi State, USM, Jackson State, saying, hey, we know that you got a stud or a star on your team. Instead of sending that player out of state, why don't we keep him here to play for one of our local teams? That player doesn't have to travel. He can play around and be around his family or his girlfriend or his friends. He doesn't have to worry about hotels and being on a bus. It's better for your body because you're getting off of that fatigue from traveling a whole season of college baseball. And so it's just it's very good all the way around and better. And this isn't like a brand new concept. What I'm doing is taking the spring training concept and shrinking it down. If you look at the attendance during spring training in Florida or Arizona, those games sell out quite regularly. Well, that's because every city in a radius has a team. In Florida, the radius was about 120, 140 mile radius. And if you look out in Arizona, the radius has shrank down to maybe 40, 50 miles in some cases where you have a bunch of teams packed in. So we're taking that model and just shrinking it a little bit more. Last year, the Northwoods League, some of these leagues draw over 1 million people a year. And so there's a real appetite for this type of baseball. And I'm hoping that appetite is having the teams as close as we have them, and then knowing that Mississippi is a time baseball state. It's a football state. It's SEC country, no doubt. But when you look at Ole Miss, Mississippi State having back-to-back World Series, you look at USM, and they've got, 9, 10, 30-win seasons or 40-win seasons, something like that, leading the nation in that area. This is also a baseball state. There's a lot of good baseball here at all levels, not just at the SEC level.
Belhaven.
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Well, I mean, you got 5 or 6 baseball schools right here in the Jackson metro area, so you got enough players here. The prices that we're charging, I've got a great partnership with friends and business partners in Colombia, South America, and we've just negotiated a new deal. We'll be doing a press release on that tomorrow. That's going to make this game even more affordable for everybody to play. And you know, everybody knows my MO from Florida. I grew up a couple of exits from Disney World. When we grew up, we just really had a chance to see the whole world come to our back door. All colors, all races, all genders. And when you went through those gates at Disney World, life stopped for a minute.
Yeah.
And
this is kind of based on that.
it is, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The guys that built this are friends of mine that built Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the cave behind us, it has some of the similarities. And so I'm not the most original person. I see things in different countries when I travel, and I just try to bring them back to Jackson, because if it works there, it'll work here. And so I just, I want this and the league to be something that is open to everybody. And when I see Jackson State players and Belhaven players all having a chance to play on the same team, or you have a Hines Community College player that can play with a Holmes or even a Tougaloo, now imagine you got 8 teams in the future in 2027. You have 8 teams times 25. That's 200 kids coming to Jackson from all over the world. Yes. And they're going to call Jackson home for a couple of months. And so now there becomes Jackson gets a different light. Every school that's represented has an SID, Sports Information Department director. And so if it's a kid from Notre Dame, they got to follow that kid while he's playing ball here. Yeah. And so we got to give that kid the best experience he can have, because Notre Dame is following his experience here, or University of Florida, or Texas, or Missouri, or Kansas City, or whoever.
So if he's at Jackson State, the SID will follow that particular player.
Yeah,
players.
They do all their reporting. The coaches do their reporting. They're following those players to make sure make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's summer baseball.
Okay,
calm down. Wow, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Me and Tim have been knowing each other for a while, and when I was athletic director at the Boys and Girls Club, I went and talked to my boss, and I said, we need to get these kids back into baseball. They took it out the inner city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I went to Tim one day while I was at work. I called him. I said, Tim, I need to meet with you. Me and Tim met in his office for about an hour. And Tim said, I tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to have a baseball clinic out here at Smith Wheels. And we're going to get these kids to introduce them to the game, things of that nature. So I brought all my kids out there for the summer, and free of charge. He didn't charge me nothing. Some of the coaches that did it voluntarily. I was just so appreciative. But I want to let Tim know that one of those kids went on to play for Forest Hill, and he's being recruited right now by everybody.
Wow, nice. Very good.
So I want to let you know what you're doing is worthwhile.
Yeah.
Good.
If you just get one, that's all that matters. I talked to his grandfather. He was a basketball man, a kid. Mm-hmm. But when he started playing baseball, oh my God, it turned his life around. Mm-hmm. And so right now he's being recruited by a couple of colleges, mainly junior colleges. But I get your feet wet. Yeah. I told him, just get your feet wet. I think every kid's dream is to want to get a scholarship. I mean, a minor league contract somewhere. Right. But you got to crawl for you can walk.
Well, and that's the other thing when you look at the Legacy League, is there's two different types of players. You have a player that's all of them come out of high school, obviously.
Yeah.
And for a long time, when I first started with the Braves organization, the Braves were very well known for recruiting kids out of high school and putting them right on the field. Well, if you have a high schooler that goes to play minor league baseball, his peers may say, well, I want to go play at Ole Miss. They're still the same age.
Yeah.
It's just that one is playing at Ole Miss with an aluminum bat and one is playing for the Braves with a wood bat. At the end of the season, the player at Ole Miss says, well, we just got done with our SEC tournament. It's the end of May. What am I going to do now? Because my peer, my buddy, is still playing minor league ball until September. So that advantage of playing more games shifts to the minor league player. They're still the same age. This league allows that collegiate player to say, okay, I need to continue playing ball and developing my game, because if not, I'm going to fall behind my peer who's playing minor league baseball, and he's swinging a wood bat. So this kind of levels the tables. While these kids are still getting their education, they're not disadvantaged by not being able to extend that summer and play and swing that wood bat, so that scouts can kind of see how they react to the ball or with the bat when they're pitching or when they're hitting or fielding the ball is even a little bit different. So when you start exploring, looking into the game, you start realizing all these little keys that come along with the developmental baseball game. And this is just an extension of what we had with the Mississippi Braves. Now we're going to have 8 teams in one area, and that brings a lot of your major league, minor league baseball scouts that want to see these players. They don't have to travel looking to see what player is playing what night in Meridian or in Hattiesburg or in Biloxi. Now they can come to one area in Jackson, camp out at the hotel, and go to the ballpark and watch 6 games a day or 3 games a day, 6 teams a day.
Are these people? I know you got Brian Jordan and Rob. He had a pleasure interview. And you know what? I'm a Cubs fan. When Brian Jordan played for the Cardinals, I did not like him.
He gave y'all grief.
He gave us fits. He was number 40. I ain't gonna never forget. I said, I hate to see him coming to the plate.
Well, we're gonna take a break now. Tim, I don't want you to slip off, because you may be in a tree cutting down some tree. As prestigious as Tim is, as high and mighty, Tim the commissioner, he's out there cutting grass. He out there cutting trees.
And
I like, Tim, put that down. I drove up here on the golf cart. I like, Tim, get off of that, man. But we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
What does the name Story mean to you? Our team put a lot of thought in what story means to them.
Story to me, I think of the word legacy. I think of family, I think of people, I think of relationships. I think some of my most fond memories are sitting around listening to stories, and stories from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, all different types of family relationships, professional relationships, and how those relationships kind of transcend time.
Every day we tell our story, the story of our associates, of our clients, of the communities that we serve. That's the essence of the soul of the bank, and it's why being storytellers is so compelling to us, because we've been telling our story for the last 4 years, and now we can go out and really show the market who we are.
Being able to tell the story and incorporating that in our name, to me, is a sense of pride.
It's just a continuation of the people we serve every day, and their individual stories that have made this place so special.
We are trying to change from being seen as just a commercial bank to a bank that is for anyone and everyone, because we are. And that is why we want to change to Story Financial Partners, because we want to know what your story is, what brings you to us, and how we can be a part of your story.
We're growing, we're evolving, and I see us being very successful.
The future of the bank is so bright, you need sunglasses. I mean, it's incredible.
Our future is like it is now, continues to be bright and growing, and will always go upward.
I am very excited. I see it as reading a suspenseful novel based on a true story, of course, because we've had a wonderful beginning, and where we're headed here is a to be continued experience. I'm excited because we should never put a period there. We should always put a comma, because there are greater things to happen with our story. To be continued.
All right, welcome back. Talking Sports Live here at Mac and Bones 18-hole pirate-themed miniature golf course here in Pearl, Mississippi. It's located 1 Mac and Bones Boulevard in Pearl. We're talking with the owner, Tim Bennett. Tim, also the commissioner of the Legacy League. We've been talking about the Legacy League. Before we get back into that, we want to, again, just touch on the fact that Mo Williams has left Jackson State. He's going to be an assistant coach at Kentucky. Mississippi Valley lost his coach, and George Ivory. They are moving in another direction. Who else, Jamie? Who Texas Southern needs a coach?
Matt Locke with Alabama State. He's going, all these coaches are moving up to be assistants and, the big leagues, as they say. And also, Texas Southern, Johnny Jones is also leaving Texas Southern.
What do you think about Mo leaving? No comment?
I think it's a good opportunity for him. I really do.
Yeah.
I know he didn't accomplish a lot of things that he did when he was coaching at Jackson State, but injuries. And I really think that team that this year, without the injuries, his son got injured. Ruffin got injured near the end of the year. He just had a lot of injuries. And it came up to hunt him. We call those games at the SWAC tournament. And it just, injuries is part of the game, but sometimes it can really hurt you. And we wish him well.
Yeah, I do wish him well.
Yeah.
He was always accommodating.
Yes, he was.
And the other thing, sports is about development, and especially in coaching is just like playing the actual game. You're developing as time goes on, and so what I've been happy about seeing Mo is that Jackson State is part of a developmental phase, and then when you look at the ability to go to a school with the heritage that Kentucky has.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you turn that down? And, Kentucky's not going to bring anybody on board that's not quality. And so I think that speaks to the quality of Mississippi athletes, Mississippi coaches. And anytime someone like Mo has a chance to go off and shine in another state, another city with a program like Kentucky that has that tradition, I mean, man, that's just something else to brag about, saying, hey, we've sent one to the next level up. And, someone told me, and this is, again, being from Florida, they explained in the space shuttle, they said, the space shuttle, those two capsules on the side at some point have to let go for the space shuttle to continue its track forward. If they stayed attached to that space shuttle, it would never get into outer space. And so we've got to know when to let go and let someone grow. And I think that's a great opportunity for Mo to go to Kentucky and grow the brand of Mississippi. He's growing the Mississippi brand, man.
Robin, T, let me ask y'all a question. What did they say about the quality of coach that the SWAC have? And they're getting all these coaches moving up.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
And so if you keep them here, the world doesn't know about them.
Well, I will say this, but I want to say this. Omar Johnson, Jackson State's baseball coach, been here 20 years.
Yeah.
He has not left. He had a chance to leave when JSU beat the number one team in the country in the NCAA region.
Sure did.
They beat Louisiana Lafayette. I think that's what the team was.
That's right.
And he was getting all of these calls. He stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I commend him for that. I mean, I kind of thought Tamika Reed could have been the Pat Summitt of the SWAC.
Yeah.
I really
agree.
did. Yeah,
I agree.
But,
so Rob, you think it's more of a, and I don't think that Mo is really lacking for financial reasons. You think it's more about his his son developing,
Maybe so, with his son going, to Kentucky. And going back to Tamika Reed, I think she wanted to, prove she can coach on that level.
On the next level.
On that level. So I'm not angry with them. I just commend Omar for staying at Jackson State. They are in the middle of the pack right now in the SWAC standings, but he has certainly had a consistent winner year in and year out. And Omar.
Oh yeah. And you have to see Omar as one of the best coaches the SWAC has produced in the last 2 or 3 decades. When you look at his win-loss record versus the best, who we consider to be the best in the SWAC, I'm not going to say any names because I know all these coaches, but I will say this about Omar. He's one of, if not the best coaches that the SWAC and the country has seen. And he's done what a lot of people haven't done, and that's, jump up and move and go to another place where the grass might appear to be greener. Mm-hmm. It always is not greener. But, getting back to Mo, when you see him going, even with his son, to Kentucky, one of the things I say he's shown is how to do something like that it's not always about what it appears to be, because you see some other coaches that want to bring their sons along or follow their sons, and it just doesn't go well. Mm-hmm. But for Mo to be able to make that transition, and for Kentucky to say, hey, we're going to take you and your son. We all know people who've tried to have their sons along with them, and it's maybe not worked out as well as it should have or could have. The fact that Mo has been able to transition that and say, hey, we're gonna go together. I mean, I just don't know. as any man, doesn't matter if he's black or white, but as any man, being able to spend more time, quality time with his family playing a professional sport or collegiate sport, hopefully on the professional level. I gotta applaud that father and son going to play basketball together ain't a bad thing.
Yeah, I wish him well. I mean, like I said, he was always accommodating to me.
Yes.
Always was. So I wish him the best. I didn't meet his son. I knew the son that was on the team that was injured.
Yes.
But I didn't meet the one that's going to Kentucky.
Mason is going to one.
Yeah. But no, I thought he did a really good job at Jackson State.
He did.
I really did.
He really did. And
injury just hit him at the worst time.
It really did at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because I really feel if Ruffin would have played in that SWAC championship, it would have turned out different.
Now, is Ruffin coming? He got another year?
He has to get a waiver from the NCAA because he missed that 23-24 season.
Well, if they didn't give that waiver to the Ole Miss quarterback,
well, they gave it to him.
Well, the state did.
No, the Supreme Court turned it down. He could play.
So but the NCAA didn't, right?
The NCAA lost the appeal.
Well, if they didn't do that for him at Ole Miss, Ruffin, you got what opening you got out here? Go get it to Ruffin, man. But I the Ruffin was named a finalist for the Bailey Howard Trophy,
and he should win.
So we want to say congratulations to him for that.
Yeah.
Also, Josh Hubbard
yes.
and the young man from Southern Miss.
Yeah.
So you think Deshaun will win that?
He should.
He should.
Look, let me tell you something. You're 5th leading scorer in the nation, not in the SWAC. Not in HBCU basketball, in the nation. He deserves that.
Yeah.
And now, Rob, we don't see this kid play against the big, as they said, the big school. He can play. And he deserves to win. He's the best college basketball player in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, I think so.
And I want to expound right quick on something about Omar. Now, I'm gonna tell you, you got Jackson State at 6 right now. You know what I think hurting Omar? Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M.
Oh my goodness!
Being put in the SWAC.
It's a new conference. Yes, totally new conference.
Exactly. We talked about that last week.
And it calls for adjustment. I mean, when you look at BCU and Florida A&M, their teams are going to look a lot different than the SWAC teams typically looked in the past. I mean, when you get into Florida,
yes,
we got it's Latin America.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're coaching against it. You're coaching against some different. And baseball is funny because if you're 18, 19, 20, you're playing against 18, 19, 20. You're playing against those same guys. You kind of know their game. You know their tendencies. Some guys come on slow. They heat up at the end. Some guys come on hot and slow down in the end. Some guys are good in the middle of the season. Well, you're introducing these kids and these coaches to a whole new conference that they didn't have to play as frequently as they now have to play. Yeah. And so it's an adjustment.
Do we have to change the way of recruiting, you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. If you want to stay ahead. I mean, because you can recruit and coach successfully a certain way. I mean, when you look at going back to old college days, Oklahoma, some of these teams that would just run the ball. Well, you got some coaches like Spurrier came out and said, well, we want to start airing this thing out. We want to have that fun and gun offense. So you look at San Francisco, they had the West Coast offense, and then you got Green Bay, and it started going around. So you have to be able to adjust with the times in order to stay with the times.
And then you got Dallas, who still ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, well, I like when Dallas do nothing.
Wait a minute, Tim, you a Dallas fan?
No, I was born in San Francisco, so we ain't done a whole lot either. So
you won all those Super Bowls.
we did what y'all did before y'all did what y'all did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but welcome to the sideline with me, Rob. Y'all ain't doing what y'all did.
They doing well now.
Yeah.
But I do want to get back to Bethune-Cookman. What was that, last night or Tuesday night? They beat South Florida.
Really?
So they are, man, I mean, they're 20-9 overall. They're 8-1. Yeah. They are a good team. Jackson State did go down there and win 1 out of 3 from them. But, man, Bethune they are showing that they are a powerhouse. And like Tim said, these guys in Florida, man, they are some really, really good baseball team.
Rob, who's really impressing me and who's been at this top all year and still there is Arkansas Pine.
Yeah, where they come from?
I mean, they've been at the top of they 7-2 in the SWAC.
Yeah, they took a team to the wire, one of the big teams in these midweek games.
Yeah.
They took a team to the wire. So man, these teams are fantastic.
Yeah. Baseball is going to be, to me, what I love about the game of baseball is going to be one of your more balanced sports because when you start, talent level for talent level, on any given day, a team can be beaten.
Yeah.
And when you look at basketball, talent's going to really going to shine at the end of the day. To beat one of those big boys, you really got to have your game together all the way around. Baseball is one of those games where you slowly, you go through their ace pitcher, and then the second game you play them, you go into their second pitcher, you get deep into their lineup, and you might be able to get, steal a game or two, and you learn something from it. So going back to Omar, you guys should have a coach's corner with Omar, because what he knows about the game and what he's been able to apply from, being under Coach Brady to now being, I ain't gonna say the new Coach Brady, being the Omar Johnson of the sport. He's had to make a lot of adjustments and grow that team and to stay with that team year in and year out. He's really done a yeoman's job. So I think he deserves as much credit. When you talk about Mo Johnson coming for a shorter period of time and leaving for a greater opportunity, Omar stayed the course, and he should be also applauded for his efforts.
I was talking to an umpire before we go to break. I was talking to an umpire before the season, and I was asking him about all of the coaches in the SWAC, and I said, who gives you the most trouble? And I won't call no names, but I said, what about when Omar comes out there to talk to you? He said, when Omar comes out there, they got to be on their P's and Q's because he know the rules back and forth, backwards and forwards. He know the rules, and they cannot make a mistake when it comes to Omar.
And and he never raises his voice. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Hold on.
Really, I haven't seen it. Really?
Omar, I agree with Ron. Omar coaches the game. He doesn't just coach the team and coach the players. He coaches the game. He coaches the umpires. Everybody knows that when he steps, he's gonna step out of that. He don't step out as much as he used to. When he come out that dugout, he's on point. It's not no foolishness.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the SEC. Mississippi State is smoking in the SEC. We'll be back. This is Talking Sports Live here at Mac and Bones in Pearl.
Mac and Bones.
Hi, I'm Josh Trim with Pennington and Trim Alarms. It's our mission to help protect your family and your home with the latest and greatest in technology. With summer coming to an end and school starting back, now is the perfect time to do just that. Give us a call today for your free quote at 601-939-5231. Let us in, we'll keep them out.
Accidents happen, and the Abston Law Firm wants to help you. Don't feel overwhelmed with disruptions to your life that accidents and injuries bring. Let Willie Abston work for you. At Abston Law Firm, you're important to us. Protecting your rights and helping you meet your future needs is our main goal. And we take pride in servicing our clients. We provide you with knowledgeable, caring legal representation. We are experienced and dedicated to helping you. Call for your free consultation today. Abston Law, located at 1307 Airport Road in Flowood.
All right, welcome back. Talking Sports Live here at Mac and Bones, our new location. Want to thank Tim Bennett, the owner of Mac and Bones, for allowing us to do our show here. This is a beautiful, beautiful facility, man. It is really, really nice. I mean, it's a theme park. It's miniature golf. You can bring the kids out. You can bring, just come on out and just, now you open every day, Tim? Sunday too?
Every day. Sunday as well. We open at 1 o'clock on Sunday. We give everybody a chance to sleep in.
Well, see, I'll be at church, son. I can't.
I don't get to sleep in.
Well, he go to church now, but August through December, he don't see it.
Oh no,
the Chiefs.
I'm already told the pastor.
Take that Sunday.
Don't want me.
Take them Sundays off.
I already told
the other church.
Don't want me.
You go to the other church, huh?
Westside Baptist.
But again, Tim, so to invite people, do they have to make reservations or just come on out?
Just come on out. We've been very fortunate here with all of the mayors that have been here in Pearl have been very supportive of what we're doing here at Mac and Bones and helping us grow the brand. Knock on wood, we're still the only miniature golf course in, an hour and a half. And we continue to try to make the place better. We're big on just outdoors, just really being outdoors and, hearing the waterfall and dealing with the insects and the bugs and really being outside. We do have TVs to watch sports, but I love the fact when you see families come here, they're talking, they're laughing, and I see the kids, 19, 20, 21 years old, dating, just kind of coming out, having fun, so it's just a good place all the way around. And we're fortunate that we've had to not take anything away from Jackson because Mayor Horn has been great to work with as well. But certainly Mayor's has been great for me. I've been very fortunate.
Yeah. Well, Tim, let me say this. Jimmy, I got to tell you this. Tim is he's a humble guy.
Yes.
He's a
so.
super humble guy.
Yes.
I have told Tim he need to cuss some folk out, but he never did it. Now I've seen how Tim was treated at Smith Wills years ago.
Yes.
Tim never said a bad word about Jackson, never said a bad word about the mayor, never did. Now, Tim, he's the only person, the only guy that have brought 2 minor league teams to the state of Mississippi, one on the coast and one here in Pearl.
That's right.
Nobody else has done that.
No.
Wherever Tim go, they need to put rose petals at his feet, like Coming to America.
Yeah, like
they have a bucket
King
full of
Johnson
rose
Johnson.
petals.
Rob, man, come on.
No, Tim, I mean, for what you do, man, for what you've done, and you never said a bad word about anybody, I mean, the way you were treated, I saw it. I was there. I filmed it. What was it, in the 90s? It was 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, they locked Tim out of Smith Wills, and Tim still came back and bringing teams to Smith Wills.
They lock you out?
Yeah, that's
Well,
a whole nother story. That's a whole nother lifetime.
and you didn't.
He did not. He did.
No, we made it.
And when Tim came back, to bring teams here, I wouldn't have looked their way. I wouldn't have looked that way. I've been like this. They come to me like, yeah.
But Rob, you know what? That's his love for the area, correct?
Yeah. Well, and then when I look at,
I would have done him just like that.
no, I mean
I would have made it in.
when I man, come on.
Okay, all right.
No, you want to know what's crazy? So the way I look at life differently is that, the path that I took got me to where I am. Look who I'm sitting with right now. Had they accepted me and Jackson in the first go around, who knows where I would have ended up. Of course, the course that life gave me, I've conversation with Harvey Johnson. Everybody thought that we were arch enemies, and we had a conversation in Biloxi. It wasn't a long conversation. It was down there, and he says, "I see you got a ballpark." And I said, "Yeah, I do. I'm glad you're here to see it."
That's all you told him?
Yeah. It was for like some kind of convention he was down there for. But there's no animosity there because he contributed to my success. If my career is successful, then Harvey certainly contributed to that, and I'm thankful to him for that. There's nothing for me to, he didn't do any harm intentionally, I don't think. I think he done what he thought was best for the city.
See how nice
that's a decision he made.
See how nice he is?
But, no, I mean that's
yeah.
But that's
but no, man, you really,
he did what he thought was best. And but for me, the fact that the fact that whatever happened, it's not Harvey. I mean, it's the fact that what happened, and the fact that I'm back now is a tribute to him and all the other mayors that have been in place since him. This is a chance for us to bring it all back together and say we're going to do something good in Jackson, and that's why the Legacy League is there. So
absolutely,
if I were to talk ill about anybody, then it would probably come back on me. And I never talk about religion, but I was a missionary for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
So that goes a long way. So
he talk worse about me than the other folks.
Oh, I talk bad about you.
He talk bad about me.
He talk about you here.
That's Rob, my buddy, Rob.
What?
He talk about you, Rob.
What he called me?
When I got kicked, when I got kicked out the stadium, Rob was on TV. He was like scratching, he was he made a rap song about me. He said, "Coming back to you live, WLBT."
Oh, he do the little remix.
Yeah, we got Tim Bennett. And here's Tim Bennett at City Hall saying, "Hey, if I did the wrong thing, wrong."
I hated it.
Oh man,
I hated what they did to Tim because I know the heart he has, and I know his passion for baseball. And I'm like, man, you guys don't know what you don't know what you do, what you're losing. Is this camera still on us? Okay. Is it? But I thought you might have put your hand on. But anyway, but no, Tim. I mean, you've done a fantastic job now bringing the Legacy League here. And again, before we go, anything else tell us about the Legacy League? Man,
look, the Legacy League is a chance for every city that has a team to be a part of the capital city in a very positive way. It's going to have every mayor. Every city has a mayor, has a police chief, has a fire chief, has a principal, and has a baseball coach. Jackson has 5. And so
they really cities, they towns.
Yeah, but it's a chance for everybody to it's a chance for your city to come into the capital city and you represent that team. That team is Madison, that team is Flowood, that team is Clinton, that team is Brandon. And all of these teams that are represented, again, they're representatives of each of these cities. And not one of those cities have we asked for any money or asked them to build us a brand new, $50 million ballpark. We're giving them the team the opportunity and an owner that's recognized in some cases internationally. You look at names like Edgar Renteria, for example, Ozzie Smith. These guys they're known all over the world, and so we got the right owners, we got the right cities. We're putting our players together right now. We got a late start. We're getting after it, and after the name the team contest, these cities will have a new identity.
So when with these relationship with the former Major League Baseball players, this is like a catalyst for some of the players to make it to the big leagues.
Yeah, it is. And I keep mentioning Madison because she's been so helpful. But Tracy McGrady is the owner in Madison, and so as we get this up and going, the mayor of Madison will be having conversation with Tracy because he's an owner in her city. Marquise Grissom is the owner in Jackson, so Mayor Horn will be calling Marquise and saying, hey, I'll be in Atlanta. Let's have dinner and let's talk about some things we can do in Jackson. And Marquise will say, I got a businessman over here in Atlanta that wants to do business in Jackson. And that's when you start to really see the impact of having these teams and these players. You got players that may be from Georgia or Georgia Tech or that are coming to play in the Legacy League in the future. And so now we're getting an opportunity as older men to say, there's business opportunities that we can have on the back of baseball. And that's how you kind of grow the sport, grow the community. So it's not just about baseball. Rob, you already know you've had a few of the students. One of the young lady that's going to be doing the interviews of the players, we gave her first job at Smithville Stadium, and she's going on now to work for one of the local affiliates. And she's going to be interviewing the players in a couple of days. And so that's just a testament to the fact that baseball can kind of grow you and send you off, as can any sport, baseball, football, basketball. Right. And so just a great opportunity. I'm hoping everybody understands the value of having this league. You get a little piece of Ole Miss, you get a little piece of Mississippi State, you get a little piece of Southern, Jackson State, Alcorn Valley. Whatever your alumni is or your school of choice is, you can call the mayor and call the city council and say, hey, why don't we try to get a player from Florida State, or why don't we try to get a player from LSU? Well, the high school baseball coach can pick up the phone and say, why don't you come play for us this summer? It's a 28, 35 game schedule. Get those players to come to Jackson. And so once it sinks in the opportunity, then it's something a little bit better than having a minor league team, because a minor league team, you don't have any choice on who we put on that roster. Wow. You get to see who we put in there. Yeah. Our pitchers are usually on a pitch count. He may have a terrible night and you'll wonder, why is he in there? Because the big league club says leave him in. This is a little bit different. It gives us the opportunity to have something like our own major league club where you can decide who you want on the roster. And if he's pitched too long and he's not doing good, you can say, throw him out, get him out.
Would you be looking to add more games? Like, if you're starting out, like you said, 28 to 35, would you maybe maybe raise it to like 60 or something like that?
No, I don't, because then you're starting to really wear on the player's body. Okay. I want to remain attractive to the players, the college players, because your better players are going, listen, I just want to knock the dust off. I just want to play a little bit. I don't want to be on a bus. I don't want to be in a hotel. I like Jackson. There's enough to do. And the parents are saying, hey, we love it because we come there and all the teams are there. So you have parents from different states learning, meeting each other and hanging out. So really Jackson can become the catalyst to promote a lot of tourism as well, because if you attach all of these schools where these kids come from, then that gives your tourism department a chance to say, absolutely, let's talk to that kid. Yeah. His dad is a city councilman in Missouri. Yeah. And let's talk to this kid because his dad may be the mayor. His dad may own a telecom company, So all these kids that are in these nice colleges are coming to Jackson. Yeah. That's a chance to get some tourism going and some economics.
Well, Tim, we really appreciate you letting us come by to Mac and Bones, and we invite you to come on out to Mac and Bones as well. Before we go, Mississippi State baseball tied with Texas and Georgia 7-2 in the conference. Mississippi State has won 9 in a row. They are on fire. So again, check out the Legacy League. Check out Mac and Bones. Thank you so much, Tim. And I'm gonna go out here on the golf course if you don't mind.
Have at it. You played.
Well, let me put it this way. I hope you got some outfielders.
We'll be buying golf and next